If you've ever wondered whether your loved ones who have crossed over are still around with you, this episode's for you, 100%, because the truth is they are. They are around us every single day. Your loved ones just don't disappear. They stay connected to us in beautiful and sometimes very surprising ways. And today I want to share with you 10 of the most common ways that your loved ones are reaching out and what each of these signs mean. Because I promise you, they're not coming around for no reason. There's a reason behind it. So let's dive in. First sign that your loved ones are around are feathers. Finding a feather in your path is one of the most universal signs, a message from above. Literally. Messages can be sent by loved ones, guides, or angels. Feathers represent protection, love, messages from above. If you suddenly spot one, especially in an unusual place, it's often a reminder you're not alone, that your loved ones are watching over you and they want you to be present and start connecting on a whole new level. This happened to me just the other day when I was sitting outside and out of nowhere, a white feather starts floating down from above. Now I went to look and there were no birds around, not a single bird in sight. So I knew 100% this was a message just for me. This also happened to my best friend one time when she opened her car door and there were feathers on her seat. There's zero reason for feathers to be on her driver's seat, yet there they were saying, I'm right here, I got you. And that is a wonderful way. So if you are finding feathers in odd spots, that's your loved one saying hello. That's your loved one saying hello. The next one is coins, pennies, which is pretty darn impressive if you find pennies in Canada because we don't have them anymore. So you might find pennies, dimes, quarters. It's just a little hello, a little wink from spirit saying, I'm right here. And because pennies are money, it's also a good reminder of abundance, support, and love. They are giving you more wealth, giving you money. Pay attention to any dates on the coin. They can sometimes link back to a birthday or an anniversary that's meaningful for you or for that person. So pay attention to that. It's also really important that we say thank you every single time we find a coin. Because some of us are asking our loved ones for money. And if we are just asking for like $1 million, just because wouldn't it be great to have $1 million? Of course it would. But if we don't have a purpose for that, other than I just want $1 million, chances are really, really good your loved ones are not going to send it to you. We have to give our money a purpose. So if you have a reason for that money, then they're going to give it to you. But it starts out with coins. They're going to send you a quarter. They're not going to send you the $1 million right away. They're going to say, let's see how badly they want this. Is this really, truly what they want and need? So they may give you a quarter. And now if you walk past that quarter and you ignore it, ignore that gift from above, then they're going to say they don't actually really want or need this. So no matter how much it is, whether it is a penny or $1 million, you stop and you pick it up and you say, thank you. Thank you. More of this in my life, please. And they will do just that. Music is another way that your loved ones try to connect with you. Have you ever been driving or doing chores and all of a sudden their favorite song comes on the radio or a song that reminds you of them? It's a powerful way for them to get your attention in an instant, and they're saying, I'm right here with you. Sometimes you might get lyrics and their message is in the song. So it's really important you pay attention to that. Pay attention to the lyrics, the song, and the feeling that you get, because when they're sending you music, they're right beside you. Oh my God, how amazing is that? They are right there in the room with you. So never dismiss that. I find it happens quite often in the car, which is perfect because that means they are riding along with you, keeping you safe. So that is worth celebrating 100%. The next way is through numbers. Sometimes they're repeating numbers like 111, 333. Or even a birth date that you could keep seeing over and over again is a sign from them. Numbers are a language of the universe. So if you notice them, it's often your loved one drawing your attention to show one, that they're present, and two, confirming you're on the right path. Numbers can also work the opposite way. And let's say 234 gives you a bad feeling and you don't know why, you can't quite figure it out. But inside 234 gives you a bad feeling. And then all of a sudden you start to notice, when I see this number, something bad happens in my life or in a family member's life. there's your sign that that number is always a warning. So you should start paying attention, start connecting a little bit, checking in on everyone. Really important. But maybe 789 brings joy and happiness and makes you feel really, really good. So also pay attention to that. That's why it's so important to connect with your intuition so that you are able to check in and say, what does this mean for me? And that's exactly what we do inside the Circle of Soul Alignment. I come in and help you to reconnect with your intuition, those gut feelings, so that you're not left wondering. You know exactly what something means and what you need to be doing after you get those messages. If you are interested in tapping in a little bit more deeper, let's chat and I'll share more about the circle with you. Lights flickering is amazing. One, it can grab your attention instantly. It can terrify you a little bit, but when energy affects electricity, you can't ignore it. Your lights are flickering, your TV's turning on and off. Maybe your phone's acting up. It's all a sign of them saying, hey, I'm right here. And they're having a little fun doing it. Let's just be honest. When I die, I'm going to make sure my loved ones know exactly when I'm there. So I might absolutely play with the lights to say, hey, I'm right here. Let's chat. So if you have electronics that are not working properly, they are beeping and ringing and flickering and turning on and off for zero reason, then you might want to start talking to your loved ones on the other side because they're right there with you. Hearing your name called is another great way for them to get your attention. Who here hasn't heard their name called? Usually it happens when you're in the shower and you hear your name being called and you get really frustrated after yelling what so many times. Your family thinks you're nuts because they didn't hear your name being called, but you heard it on repeat. It is very direct way to reach you. If you are hearing your name called, then you need to pay attention. They want your attention. So it's very important that you listen. And learning how to listen starts within the circle. Dreams are another great way. Dreams are very vivid, comforting. They feel different than regular dreams. So I can have a dream of my dad and I wake up and I know it was just a dream, right? There was just memories and stuff coming up. It was just a dream. But when he visits me, wow, does that ever feel different? I feel that deep in my core, and I know that he was there to talk to me. Sometimes those dreams will bring you a feeling of peace, and it really feels good. You feel like you're actually spending time with your loved ones because you are. And sometimes those dreams spark you into action and you're like, that didn't feel good. Something's happening. Really important you pay attention. But one of the things that confuse people, why are they visiting me in my dreams? Sometimes I don't remember them. And here's why. When you're sleeping, your mind shuts down and it is no longer fighting that spirit world. So your loved ones can really connect with you on a deep level, have that deep connection, those conversations that you need without your mind getting in the way. And that is beautiful. Sometimes you might even notice that your loved ones are there before you fall asleep. So maybe you think you see someone standing in the corner or your doorway, or you actually feel somebody sit down on the side of your bed. This isn't to terrify you. It's just that they're very excited to spend some time with you and they're showing up and trying to jump into those dreams to get your attention. So dreams about loved ones are usually a visit, especially when you wake up and it feels different. Another great way they're going to connect with you is through smells. Smelling your grandmother's perfume, your dad's cigar smoke, or fresh baked cookies when there's no source whatsoever for these is usually your loved one saying hello. Scent is very deeply connected to memory, and so that's a great way for them to get your attention. Absolutely great. And it's one of the most personal ways that they can reach you. I know for myself, when I smell cigarettes, I know that my grandfather is here with me. And I instantly can start talking to him. Same with certain smells for my grandmother. I know right away, boom, grandma's here. And so start paying attention to that, especially when there's zero reason for it. Nobody in my house smokes, so there is zero reason for me to be smelling cigarette smoke. So pay attention to those. It's really, really big. Another great way is through using animals, birds, and insects. So no, they're not possessing them. It is not your mom or dad inside that cardinal, but they can use these things to grab your attention. So cardinals, butterflies, dragonflies, anything that acts different, even your own pet who might just sit there staring at you and you get thoughts of a loved one, they can use them to say, hey, I'm right here. So no, they're not possessing them, but they can get those messages across. For instance, today when I was out meditating, a squirrel came into my yard. There is zero chance that squirrel is not only getting into my yard because my dog loves to chase the squirrels, but this squirrel came and sat down on the ground directly in front of me. So when I opened my eyes, this squirrel was sitting there staring at me. Instantly, I'm like, well, hello, how did you get here? And how did you get past the dog? And my dog just sat there watching it. That's when you know that is something bigger than just a regular squirrel stopping in to say hello. After I acknowledged the squirrel, thanked them for visiting, I said, well, you better go before the dog gets you because she's going to get you if you don't. And the squirrel kind of went on their way. But I got that confirmation from that squirrel from what I was meditating on. So sometimes your loved ones will work through animals, birds, insects. If they are acting funny, if they are doing something strange that catches your attention, chances are really good it's a message for you. And then lastly, and my most favorite, that people often dismiss as their imagination, is feeling their presence. Sometimes you just know, whether you get a gentle touch, you feel warm inside, a sensation that somebody's walked in the room, that you're not alone. That's your loved one in the room with you, letting you know that they are there. Talk to them, let them know that you know they're there and you appreciate it. Because let's be real, the more we talk to them, the more they're going to come around. If I was talking to you and you were just completely ignoring me, I'm going to stop coming to you and go to someone else just because they're willing to acknowledge me. So if you are dismissing things as your imagination, not real, just wishful thinking, then they're going to stop coming. And that's going to be very disappointing to you. So if you feel them and you know deep in your core you do, you know that feeling, trust it and say thank you. Acknowledge them. Don't ignore it. The more you do that, the more visits you're going to get. These are all really great reminders that our loved ones are always with us. The more you open up, the more you notice, the more it's going to change your life. If you struggle with that, then absolutely come and join us in the circle where I will teach you how to connect with your loved ones on the other side in a safe and confident way. Because I'm not going to lie. Yes, there is that space where your loved ones are happy and joyful and they're visiting you and it's all full of light and love. But there's also that darker space that likes to sneak in and take over. And I don't want that happening to you. So I want to give you the tools to protect yourself and do it safely so it feels really, really good. We don't want to connect with the stuff we don't know. We want to always try to connect with the stuff we do know. If you've been experiencing signs and want to go deeper, you do want to understand what it is, what they're trying to tell you, then I definitely want to support you, whether that is within the circle or if you want to book a private session with me. I would love to sit down and chat, get you that comfort, that peace that you're looking for so that you aren't afraid of dying. You're not afraid of what is out there. You got the power within you to do it all for yourself. I really want to thank you guys for spending some time with me today. I hope you got a whole lot out of today's episode. And I want you to really, truly remember, you are never alone. Your loved ones are always closer than you think. Until next time, take care. And I love you lots. Bye now.